Hey, it's Kyle here, and we're currently doing a wild card theme here on Project Nerdy. And before I get started with what's on my mind this week, I did want to thank everybody who participated in Project Nerdy Jeopardy. To all the contestants, really appreciate you giving up a little over an hour of your time on the weekend to play my little fun game of Jeopardy. So I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. It's probably our closest game we've ever had. So if you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, be sure to go to our channel and check out the live show video. Very entertaining. It's close, very close game. I think by far our closest game. This being our third installment. So be sure to check that out if you haven't yet. Kind of what I wanted to touch on was my excitement for the upcoming season of Game of Thrones. You know, it's almost here, and I really got to thinking about as it's getting closer about what will come after this this series. Obviously, they've talked about wanting to do all sorts of spin-offs with it, which I'm sure they will. Of course, hopefully eventually we'll actually have the final books in the series. But it's still, for a large part, you know, this is kind of coming to an end. It kind of reminds me a little bit of one of my favorite shows when I was much younger, because it's been off there for a long time, with Stargate SG-1, which I love that show for so much. And obviously, it generated spin-offs. There were spin-offs on the air while it was still on there. But when it was kind of coming to an end, even though you knew there was other Stargate stuff going on, there was still a certain sadness to kind of see the original series come to an end. So like I'm excited for this last season, but at the same time I'm kind of sad to see this certain chapter in the Game of Thrones universe coming to an end. So sure the season will be awesome. I'm hoping the new stuff that comes in the future will be the spin-offs, and hopefully the books will be awesome as well. But still, you know, it's somewhat sad that this series is coming to an end. That leads me to a question, and that is, which TV show that is currently running, be it on traditional networks or a streaming service, would you be most sad for it to kind of come to an end after its current season? Let me know in the comment section below. My nerdy pleasure is somewhat work related, but also Star Wars related. The shirt, but the one of the next big events I'm getting to work on as part of my job is doing a Star Wars night, and I've actually never got to do anything work-wise related to Star Wars, which is by far my biggest fandom. So I'm really excited for it. My brain's been running 100 miles per hour thinking of stuff we can do for it. So I'm really excited for that. So that's definitely my nerdy pleasure. So hope you're enjoying our wild card theme on Project Nerdy. Hope you enjoyed Project Nerdy Jeopardy. And like I said, if you haven't watched yet, please check it out. We really appreciate it. If you have watched it, one thing I would appreciate if you go back to that video and in the comments, leave some suggestions for future themes you would like to see on the next version of Project Nerdy Jeopardy. I come up with all the categories, but I really appreciate any suggestions because that's one less thing I have to think about, and I also kind of changed up the categories a little bit because obviously if I'm coming up with the categories, I kind of focus on stuff I'm a little bit more familiar with. So I really appreciate it if you go back to that our live live show video, and actually in the comments leave some ideas for future categories for Project Nerdy Jeopardy. Really appreciate it, and hopefully the rest of your April will be super nerdy. See you next time.